Welcome back to the vlog, and welcome here to Karamui, Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. We're heading back to Goroka, just a 20-minute flight down a cloudy valley. So let's go ahead and get started, because it's going to be a really muddy takeoff. All right, low start. Over 14% will introduce my fuel. ITT is coming up just as normal, just because I've been here probably at least an hour on the ground. I walked the full airstrip because it's that muddy out. It's in horrible shape. They had a lot of rain here last night. So I'm going to be closing it for our operations. It's not worth damaging a $2 million airplane just to get some peanuts out of here. But today I've got 770 kgs of peanuts on board.
TAWS system test, okay.
Right, so I basically gave them a 250 kg penalty. I have 770 kgs of peanuts, and I've got 420 pounds of fuel, so I'm pretty much at my max what I can do today. So I've got to put in 1590 for my cargo weight. At 60, basically 6,700, so rotate at 61 and 72 if we had to come back in. Go back at 7,000. Caps and selectors are all good. Here's our track from before, and it'd be pretty similar to going back. Turn our TAWS off so Betty's not yelling at us on takeoff because it is a bush location. Our switches and instruments are already set up. Our controls are still all correct and free. Flaps are set at 20 and verified. Or the 6538 November Tango Kilo taxi.
November Tango Kilo, Mark 3, go ahead.
November Tango Kilo taxi Karamui, Goroka, 1 POB.
November Tango Kilo.
All stations Karamui 120.1. November Tango Kilo taxiing Karamui for Goroka will be on climb 7,000. Also, because it is so muddy out, I'm actually losing a good, I don't know, 50 to 75 meters of the runway because of how muddy it is. Actually, I'm going to go park up over here, I think. Just take off from the right side or the left side of the runway a little bit. It's because the first 30 meters is just mega soft and sloppy. Point like this so I can get back over to where I actually want to. But because it is so muddy and I just don't want to get stuck in the mud or slow me down so much, I'll start off to the side and then slowly work my way to the middle. All right, so we're rotating at 61 today. There's a couple banana trees down there on the right. I've got one in sight that's a little bit higher than all the others. If I'm not 40 knots at that point, I'll have to abort on the runway. Full reverse, heavy braking, cut off, pull off, and shut off if we are going off for any reason. After takeoff, we'll pitch for 85 knots. Probably make a right-hand turn a little bit to a field up there. Consider EPL, consider feather. Otherwise 80 full flaps close to the ground, cut off, pull off, and shut off masters and crack my door, and if I have time I can make a mayday call. Alright, we're 25 degrees, or 3,000. 1440 for 1490. Ignition condition, flaps 20. And harnesses 1440. 1490. Rotate at 61. Alright, all the way back on the yoke initially. Over to center line. There's 40. Continuing. Alright, there's barely airborne. Get my nose over, speed up. I can climb out safely. I'm glad I had that extra 250 kg penalty I put on. All right, we're climbing out at 85 knots initially. Like I said, we're only going up to 7,000, so I might as well just kind of nose over. We're going to be going around these hills right here. They've got a lot of clouds up on the top of the mountaintops. But all the valleys should be really nice going back. All right, 0 degrees, and we'll also bring our prop back to 2,000 RPM. And our ITT will bring on back down to 720 for a climb. Landing light off, engine inlet back to normal, and igniters turned off. And let's see if we can get a hold of Moresby on our call. Moresby 6538, November Tango Kilo departure.
November Tango Kilo, Moresby, go ahead.
November Tango Kilo departed Karamui, time 59er, tracking 048. We'll be on climb not above 7,000, estimating Goroka time 18.
November Tango Kilo, no reported traffic. On 5 miles Goroka, contact group September 118, D slow 7.
No traffic, contact tower 15 miles, and please confirm area QNH 1005 still.
November Tango Kilo is confirmed, area QNH 1005.
November Tango Kilo. All stations Karamui 120.1. Kodiak November Tango Kilo departed Karamui for Goroka. Will be tracking the valleys at above 7,000. Well, just like I thought, it's absolutely beautiful. Still, right down the valleys on all the mountaintops, it's just covered with clouds. But I know where the valleys go, and I know that's exactly where the clouds also go. So, should be no dramas getting back. But really, really nice, beautiful morning with lots of clouds. I love flying on days like this when there is lots of clouds, but it's a really nice, stable weather patterns or system or so. It just stays the same. Nothing's really moving around that much. The mountains, all the tops are covered. But it makes it really, really fun flying though. Not like the afternoons when it's changing within 10 minutes and rainstorms are popping up everywhere. This just kind of just sits here and gives you something different to look at. Oh, now that we're just at 5,000, we said we'll be a little below 7,000. We'll stay at 5,000 for now and bring our torque back down to 1250. Now we'll increase our fuel flow, or decrease our fuel flow, but it'll increase what we're going to be landing with. I have my minimum VFR fuel on today, which is basically when I land in Goroka, I'll have an hour's worth of fuel left over. So as we come around this next little hill right here, it'll kind of open into another valley. It doesn't really look like there's that much space right here, but it'll open up into another valley. We'll head down that one, which is kind of this direction here, and then make a left hand and a right hand, kind of wiggle our way down the valley. Someone asked me in the comments just today on another one of my videos if I could explain what my work schedule looks like, if I'm flying every day or not. Typically we fly, yeah, I would say on average 4 days a week for myself. On average, sometimes 5. This week I'm only flying 1 day, just because we just didn't have any flights, which is very, very rare, but this is our slowest time of the year. So anyways, yeah, I fly typically 4 days a week, some days 5 days a week. I probably fly on average right around 50 hours a month, loggable. And that just includes like, I have this one flight today out here to Karamui, so we had to wait for our passengers, which showed up late, which is pretty typical. And flew lots of passengers to Karamui, and then spent about an hour on the ground loading up all the peanuts. I had to walk the airstrip just to assess how terrible it was and what I really felt comfortable taking off out of there, just because I was also shortening my runway by 75 meters. And after loading up nearly 800 kgs worth of not coffee, but peanuts, tying it all down, and then now flying back. So it's 11:05 in the morning now. By the time I get done, you know, we've got a team that will unload all of this stuff for me. Once I get back, I do all my own paperwork, all my own billing, everything like that. So I should be finished hopefully by noon. If I get up there, let's see, I'm going to be landing at 11:17. So yeah, by noon I should be done. And then after that, we'll be working probably on our training curriculum. Another one of the pilots and I have been working on it for nearly a year now, trying to create a curriculum for new pilots that come here to train them, usually low-time pilots, to bring them up to working in the environment, flying in the environment that we do here. It looks like it's really cleared up nicely, which is great, going back into the Goroka Valley. On my flight coming out here, if you want to see that, I'll see if I can just link it at the end of this video for you as one of those pop-ups.
500.
But looking straight ahead of me down the Asaro South Gap, that was just completely plugged in. It's full on clouds. So I'm glad that it's opened back up. It looks like the whole Goroka Valley doesn't have any scuzzy clouds down in the pattern and stuff. Take a look at this. There's some houses right out here.
500.
What a view, eh? That is spectacular. Let me drop on down to 5,000 feet, take you up the Asaro South Gap. It's absolutely beautiful. There's some really cool waterfalls along the way. I hope to show you with my 360 camera now. All right, let's just go on down to 4,500 down through here. I'm going to set my altitude bug at 4,400. That way, if I... Actually, 4,600. That way, if I drop 100 feet below where I want to, it will chime in my headset, let me know that I'm going too low. Yeah, there. That's what it will sound like when I get 100 feet low. Now, there's a waterfall coming up, a really awesome waterfall. We've had a lot of rain in the past 2 days, so it should be raging coming up here, and it's just spectacular. It looks like a long time ago, this whole mountain right here, shelf, just kind of dropped down and it created a really cool waterfall. So right down in here is the waterfall I'm telling you about. It is so cool. It is raging today, that's for sure. That'd be cool to come out here and fly the drone up there. Yeah, when you get up a little around the corner a little bit more, you could see the waterfall going all the way up. That's pretty amazing. There you go. That let me know that I'm 100 feet low, so pay attention to my altitude. This valley is by far my favorite valley in PNG. I've flown all around PNG except for a couple lower southern and then the Gulf area, but by far my favorite valley yet. Just because of these rocks in here, there's so many waterfalls all around. All stations Asaro South, 120.1, November Tango, Kilo 4,500 for Goroka, estimating Goroka 17. Just spectacular views that never get boring.
500.
There's another awesome waterfall right there. That is so cool. And I think there's another one coming up around the corner that goes down like the whole way down the mountain. Just gonna climb up a little bit. It's a little tight through here. Yeah, right here. It doesn't look like it has a lot of water on it today, but it's a few hundred feet all the way down the mountain.
$500.
If you, like I was saying, if you guys want to try this same flight right here from Karamui out to Goroka, check out my Patreon page. I'll leave the screenshot for my track so you guys can follow this exact same thing and see this for yourself at home.
$500.
Switch over to Goroka Tower. Once we get around the corner right here, then we'll give them a call. Pop up to 5,000. The airstrip elevation is 5,100, so I'm below the airstrip right now. Yeah, there's just some really cool valleys coming up through here.
500.
Yes, thank you, Betty. She keeps telling me I'm 500. I got 12 knots behind me, which is going to give me nice little updrafts as I come up over top of this crest right here. And then probably have a little bit of swirling air on the other side, but it's not that strong of winds to create any downdrafts or enough for me to notice. Goroka Tower, November Tango Kilo. Goroka Tower, November Tango Kilo.
November Tango Kilo, Goroka Tower, go ahead.
Morning again, November Tango Kilo coming out to Sorrow South, 8 miles, lining up for a straight in your circuit 18.
Tango Kilo, Roger. 1016, runway 35 right, turn second on a straight in. 35 right, report on final. Your number 2 in the landing, second number 1 in the landing sequence, side of Alpha number Oscar.
500.
From Moro, second Mike Charlie Whiskey. Just hit from Hagen. Estimate here 17. I will be overflying to let down towards the southeast.
Alright, 1016 will be number 1. And we're reporting in 5 mile final, November Kilo. Selectors.
Charlie Whiskey,
good.
Tango Kilo is from Caravan to the southwest.
Cockpit, Mike Charlie Whiskey.
66, so our VREF is 71. Our lights on, our inlet to bypass. We need to go around power up 20 degrees.
Mike Charlie Whiskey.
73 knots.
500.
Reset ITT 740. Up and harnesses are done. Rooktower, November Kilo. Now 4 mile final, 35 right.
Kilo 35 right, clear to land.
Total land 35 right, November Tango Kilo. Reduce our torque on down. We're below 138. We'll go 10 degrees of flaps. And we'll just hold my altitude because, again, I'm only like 250 feet up. I'm just trying to slow myself down. So basically we get on the string for our approach and then we'll come in once we get to where we actually need to. But like I said, we're only 250 feet up. Degrees of flaps. And full flaps. Checklist complete. For 81 knots. 2 knots of tailwind. Go ahead and start slowing down. Not really dropping down quite yet. Not quite on my string yet. There's 71. Now we're on our glide slope. Now we can start going down. 3 knots tailwind. Looks like it's going to be a rainy, cloudy day today. It's already raining up in the northern mountains up there, and it's only 11:20 in the morning. Anyways, thank you so much for joining along on that flight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I always do. And I always enjoy taking you guys along. That's why I make these videos. So thanks for taking the time to watch. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Put out videos twice a week on Sundays at 11, Sundays at 11, and Thursdays at 11 Eastern Standard Time. So again, thanks for joining me, and welcome to Goroka. For shutdown, we'll just turn our blowers off, our light off, auxiliary bus, generator alternator off, and feather. Then our auxiliary fuel pump we'll leave on until about 10% NG. Then we'll flip it off. Thanks again, guys. Have a good one.